All right. By the time you're watching this, it's 2024, but we decided we'd take a look back in the year that we're actually in at the top electrics for 2023 because let's face it, you watched his list and we heard you loud and clear. So without any further ado, stay tuned. Hey, you're watching Alamo Music TV. My name's Chris McKee.
I'm Cooper Greenberg.
We're here with Alamo Music in San Antonio, Texas. You can find us online at alamomusic.com. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, turn on notifications, like our videos. If you want to support the channel, visit our spring store link below for custom swag. Check out our podcast, the Fretboard Confessional, wherever you get your podcasts. You can also send us gift cards, food, all those things actually work. But in all seriousness, we did our own top 5 lists, and hopefully by this point you've seen Cooper's and Use Online, and there was some overlap, I think, in that list. But I at least had one electric guitar, and you had none.
I had none, and I said in the video, these are going to be all acoustics. And I think some people that were like, all right, well, when's the electric one coming out? And I was like, no, I meant like all of my top 5 were acoustics this year. But I heard you loud and clear. We got some electrics because I did like some electrics that came out this year.
Yeah.
I'm just in an acoustic phase of my life, and here's my problem. Most electrics that I fall in love with are things that have been around for a long time.
Yeah.
So, with acoustic guitars, it feels like more, not necessarily groundbreaking, but more interesting stuff is coming out right now versus with electrics, everything that I really gravitate towards, the American standard or Professional II Telecaster has been out for a long time. Not much has changed about it, and we didn't get any huge new drops last year.
Yeah, I think generally speaking, there's been more. There's been a lot more new products in acoustic segments from all manufacturers than on the electric side, probably for very similar reasons. The other part of it is when there has been a big announcement, sometimes we're still waiting on some guitars that were in the electric category announced in 2023 that we're supposed to get. And so we're basing this on like what we actually got to play because these are honest opinions rather than made up marketing that would show up on some list to get you to buy stuff.
Boom.
With a affiliate link to Amazon. Just saying. So that's
so hot you made me sneeze. So spicy,
So, I mean, that's what the list is based upon. So, hey, manufacturers, if you want more electrics on our lists, I don't know. Like,
give me the good stuff.
Build the stuff you announce and then actually get it to stores. Too much to ask.
There we go. So let's jump into it. For things that did come out in 2023.
That we got to play.
That we like. I like the new Vintera II guitars.
Also known as Vintera, now with Rosewood.
Yes, and that's the biggest reason why.
Yeah.
I think the Vintera series is good, has been good. They did away with the Road Worn. Mm-hmm. I'm not angry about that. But like the American Vintage 2, these are revamped versions. They've done this for a while. It's made in Mexico guitars that capture certain decades and styles. Mm-hmm. And they've kind of filled it out with some weirder stuff this time around. We got bass 6. We've got a 70s deluxe with tremolo. Jaguars. All kinds of interesting stuff that wasn't available on the first run of the Vinteras. But new pickups and Rosewood instead of Palfero, which I think is a good upgrade, and I like the guitars. Yeah,
no, I'm there with you. I like the new stuff. I like that they did some of these models that you've already mentioned. I like some of the colors. A Telecaster with a tremolo, you can keep that one. But everything else I'm pretty much cool with. So I think it's a different take when a manufacturer goes, we're going to make a vintage thing that we never actually made, but we kind of thought about making it, and now we're going to make it.
It's fun. All right, we're having fun.
It's a fun guitar, I know.
It's a fun guitar. I think 60 Strat with Rosewood, it's hard to beat.
We have a white one that I pick up often.
I think that's a good kind of for the list. I like the 60 Strat. I think that would be my favorite. I really dig the bass 6, even though I have absolutely no use for it. It's cool.
It's just,
So, Vintera II. Let's take a listen to a little taste, and we'll come back with our next one.
All right, so there's your Vintera II. Another one that we really liked, which is very similarly, it's a lower priced version of a model that is available as more expensive, and also the more expensive version. You know,
Yeah.
So it's a twofer in this particular case. It's the Epiphone Casino.
Now, yes, the American version is fantastic.
Yes.
But if you saw our video on the import version, we were kind of blown away.
For the price, the value,
It's awesome.
It's a really, really great guitar.
I love that you can get a natural, which you can't in the USA version.
Which, when Get Back came out, you're kind of like, this is a no-brainer, right? They're going to do a natural version.
Which I guess, so I made a comment about that in the video, and then somebody said, well, he sanded his down and they refinished it or whatever. Just make it. It doesn't matter. Like, it's not like you're capturing a certain specific year or whatever. Just give me a natural USA Casino. I would love it. I like the colors that it comes in.
Yeah.
I think the orangey, the royal tan, I like that one. It's close enough to natural, but I think when we both thought about this list, we were kind of thinking about the import version. I think the Sheraton was awesome too.
Yeah.
But it was a good year for casinos because one, we finally got in our USA ones that have been on our order for a long time. But then the new ones, it was a Epiphone anniversary model, you know, was it 150 years or something?
Something like that. Here's how I process the casinos, is we got the import ones in, and I was like, this is fantastic. The only giveaway is the neck profile to me.
Yeah.
You know, and we had questions about that. Well, how's the neck profile? And it's the import Epiphone neck profile. It's like you grab it, then you kind of know. But the guitar was so phenomenal. And then we got the US ones, and the question is it really worth that much more? And I picked it up, I was like, wow.
Yeah.
I loved the first guitar so much, and this is fantastic. One of our guys at our Babcock location on the northwest side of San Antonio, Blake, or as we like to affectionately call him, Balake, he will tell everybody, if you will talk to him long enough, that the Casino that we currently have in stock is his favorite guitar in the store, the USA-made Casino, which is high praise.
Yeah, and something that I forget often about it is it's fully hollow.
Yeah.
And so it's like so acoustically nice to play without plugging it in, you know? But the tone of the P90s, they're great guitars. It was a Casino year.
I'm currently haunted by the Casino in both fashions because I saw that video of Johnny Marr playing Casino, and he's like, this is the sound. I'm like,
There we go.
now I have to have a Casino.
I'm haunted by the Casino because of how much I've lost, you know? I love gambling.
Hey, this is the only casino where the house doesn't win.
That's true.
There you go.
Your house wins if you have one, am I right? So, yeah, Casino, fantastic guitar. Import and USA version, consider them. Here you go.
Okay, so moving on. Now we have a bit of a disagreement, and I think I win this argument because I included it on my original list. But there's two Gretsches that phenomenal value, blown away by both.
Yeah.
My pick was the G5655TQM. If anything, Gretsch needs to work on.
Are you
with
writing
maybe,
code right now, dude?
If anything, Gretsch needs to work on with the electromatic line. It's like the naming convention, because when you look at like the professional stuff, it's the Penguin, the Jet.
They
White
have
Falcon,
one of
you know?
those code things, like with them too, right?
Yeah.
But mine at least has a bit of a catchy name attached to it.
Yeah.
So yours is the semi-hollow quilt top.
Yes, the thin, small, Bigsby equipped, quilted, beautiful, awesome guitar.
Which is awesome, and all the colors are really nice on it too.
I like the Space Side and the T the best.
Those are, I like both of them. For me, it is the G5210 P90, affectionately known as the Jet 2 P90, Electromatic Jet 2. Both of those were new products that we saw in January of 2023. We got them in. We made individual videos on both. They were both the most compelling Gretsch guitars that I think I've played in a really long time. We've gotten, the classics in, right? The single cut and double cut, whatever. These were kind of new-ish things that I think have their own mojo. I love the P90s. I like the two colors we got. We got Cadillac green and the kind of vintage white, cream type thing.
It's very cool.
Really cool guitars. P90s sound great, and both of them are great value for nice electric guitars under $1,000.
On the one that you like, the Jet 2, sometimes it's little things that catch your eye, and one of the things I love about those is that the P90s are ringed.
Yeah.
That's just a phenomenally good guitar. And to invoke the name of Balake again, he is a Gretsch guy who has a really nice Penguin, and so he's all about nice high-end Gretsches. And I love handing people in the store, whether it's our staff or customers, guitars that are going to defy their expectations. And so I remember handing him one of these guitars and told him, check it out, and then look at the price. And his response was, this has no business being this good.
Yeah.
Because the fit and finish, quality, sound, feel, everything is right up there with a more expensive version of those guitars.
I like when you hand him a guitar and he plays it and then he goes, money.
My man.
Yeah.
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 So, I still gone double down out of the two. I don't know which one I would take home, but I think it would be edged out by the quilted maple one. I just really, really like the guitar. I love the lightness of it. I love the feel of it, but they're both such good guitars.
The quilt one has a lot of elements of much, much higher end guitars, just aesthetically. And both of them, when we got them out of the box the first time, for lower end guitars, were really easy to play straight out the box. Felt great, sounded great, great intonation and setup. So I think we don't talk about Gretsch a ton on this channel, but they do make some fantastic stuff. And Chris made his top 5 video the other day. He put the quilted maple one on the list, and I was like, man, whatever, dude. And then I was over at the Babcock store the other day, and somebody fell in love right in front of me with the quilted maple version. I was like, you know what? He's got a point. So
such a great guitar.
the Gretsch stuff is good to go. Let you hear both of them. Again, we do have full videos on all this stuff. So if you like them, we'll link to where you can learn more. But very good Gretsch guitars. Check them out.
This next one, we could talk about the entire brand being a huge kind of explosion of value to quality, but we'll focus in on a specific model, and that's the Sire T3.
Yeah.
Wow.
$399 as of right now. Could go up. Probably should go
Probably
up.
should go up.
But for $399, I think it beats out most guitars up to $500 or maybe above.
Yeah.
That are T style, maybe rhyme with Sire. But the T3, we've gotten some Sire stuff in. We've done special orders because I think it's one of those brands a lot of people are still kind of finding out about.
Learning about it. And I think they're very smartly being conservative as they grow, which is good. It means, they've partnered with good artists. They're producing really great designs, and they're being conservative in their growth, which is usually a good sign. The companies that kind of just get too far ahead of themselves usually don't work out very well.
Yeah, and I'm a fan of the Dan. So anybody that's partnering with Larry Carlton is good in my book. But the T3 is the one that I think I have pitched the most to people because a lot of people want to find a good quality electric guitar under $500. It is increasingly harder to do that. But one, the bodies are nice looking telly bodies, a little bit more rounded on the edges.
Yeah.
Fantastic neck feel, rosewood on the necks, nice rolled fret edges, and I mean they sound great and they play great.
Good hardware, great sounding pickups. Yeah, you and I are both largely here as a result of Maurice.
Yeah.
Weechie, if you are familiar with Maurice or been around Alamo Music, he's been here over 30 years. And we were both customers of his and really good friends of his. And what I love is Maurice still hangs out. If you know Maurice, he comes in on Saturdays at our Northwest location, and it's really just fun to work with him or spend time with him because he has infectious joy when it comes to music and kind of helping people find the right guitar. All that being said, one of the fun things is because he's kind of disconnected from the music industry at large. And so after all of these years, what something costs is not, he can't just know anymore. So I like giving him some things and saying, well, what do you think? So I handed him one of these T3s and I said, check it out. And he was just playing it for hours and was going this is great. And I finally was like, how much do you think that costs? Because I hadn't put a price tag on it. And he had never even heard of him before. Yeah. And he's like, $1,000, $1,200, what? And I'm like, it's $399. And it quickly became, anytime someone's looking for a guitar, he's like, check this out. Let me put this in your hand. So, phenomenal guitar. Absolutely.
Yeah. So we've gotten some good stuff from them. We will continue to get more and do demos on more and more, but I think that's their winner in my book right now. Let's take a listen.
All right, the last one on our list is an electric ish. It's an electric guitar, but it really does serve more than that in purpose, and that is the new revamped Taylor T5z Armrest.
Armrest, I guess.
The pros and the customs. I've long been a fan of T5z. I think it's one of the most versatile instruments out there. It's when we've compared it to other hybrid-like instruments, the way that I have always looked at the approach of the T5 is the acoustic guitar company made a hybrid that's more electric-oriented because it's got a very good acoustic sound and then a plethora of electric tones that you can get out of the thing.
And it's kind of its own thing, right? Like, since it's not using modeling technology or anything, how do you describe it? Just
wood and steel and smartly placed pickups.
There you go. So it's got a sound of its own, but the way that it's all configured does give you really distinct voices throughout. And I think your biggest complaint on the guitar was the control layout.
Yeah, because when you're playing electric guitar, your controls are thus. They're right here, at the lower bout of the guitar. And maybe it moves further back, maybe it moves further forward, but that's where it is. And for a lot of my guitars, Strats, Tellys, Les Pauls, PRSs, the controls are pretty much right there. So to play that and then to try to reach up felt just weird. That was my one complaint always. And for a lot of people, it probably was never a big deal. I'm on the volume a lot. Yeah. I don't tend to do a lot of channel switching when I play electric guitar. I tend to stay on kind of an overdriven channel and turn down to clean it up. And so I really wanted the volume down there moved, and I said so to Taylor a few times, like, you guys really should do this. I said it publicly on this channel. And, I'm still waiting for my check in the mail, but that's okay. You guys can benefit from the redesign.
And not to mention, you got an armrest.
Yeah.
Now, you got this nice beveled back on the top end, which removed the second F hole, and now
It's like as if this really light, thin guitar wasn't comfortable enough. Let's make it more comfortable.
So the new layout is available on the Pros and the Customs, not yet on the Classics or Deluxes.
Yeah, and I don't know if they'll make the change or not. Who knows?
I think with the reception that they've gotten on these, I think they should.
Yeah.
I think it'd be very cool. However, I don't think it's ridiculous to keep that as like a feature of the higher end ones. But just a little sneak peek. If you dig the new look and you like a T5z and you also saw some incredible presentation-esque T5 that I think they made 3 of or something, and you're like, man, I love how cool that one was, but I like the armrest and everything, and I wish I could just get one with the most ridiculously flamed master grade Koa. It would be really cool if we were gonna get something like that. But anyway.
Maybe we're gonna get something like that.
Yeah, that's only gonna be here.
Maybe you can pre-order it. Or just
maybe so, who's to say? Not turning this into a thing of the best electric guitar is one that's not even here yet, but we had to do a little T5z action because they did make good changes to a guitar that they probably never have to change, So I'm excited to see what comes of it.
Some additional things I really like about these changes, when they did it in typical Taylor fashion, they created their own knobs.
Yeah.
They didn't
which
use
are
anything.
better.
They're really cool. They feel great. They're tall. They've got not a texture, but like a grippy material on them, which feels really nice. And it's completely unique to them, which is cool. And continue to create a guitar with a scale length of a Les Paul, strung with 11s, that feels incredibly slinky. It's really kind of like magic that's going on.
It's a feat of engineering.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Great guitar.
T5z Armrest.
So there you have it, electric guitar lovers. There's our combined top 5 for you. Now you get to do your part and go into the comments and tell us all the guitars that we missed or what's really on your top 5 for 2023.
Yeah, and something I got in mine, comments on my top 5, which you're not going to get on yours because you did put a Gibson in there, is wow, no Gibson. So I'm going to say it here and now. My number 1 guitar of 2023 is the transparent fuchsia Les Paul standard 50s figured top. Love that guitar. Yeah. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. Any of the guitars that you enjoyed off this list, you will be able to find on alamomusic.com because they're not limited. They're not our exclusives or anything. There are things that we carry in the store that we will continue to carry that we believe in, that we like. And we have videos on all of them, full length if you want to dive deeper. If you want to read the specs, go to our website, alamomusic.com. You won't be able to buy the transparent fuchsia on there, but I mean, that's the kind of help that we give you. All right, that's what I got to say about it.
If you're new to the channel, subscribe, turn on notifications, like our videos, keep coming back for more. We'll see you next time.